Good day, everyone, and welcome to another video lesson. And this time we'll tackle about women and the law. For our objectives, we're going to know about the various Philippine laws affecting women and identify the various rights of women and understand the impact of these laws and rights to the Filipino woman and society. Let's discuss the 1987 Constitution. It entails that the state recognizes the role of women in nation building and shall ensure the fundamental equality before the law of women and men. This constitution provides for women representation in the legislature through the party list system. State shall protect working women by providing safe and healthful working conditions, taking into account their maternal functions and such facilities and opportunities that will enhance their welfare and enable them to realize their full potential in the service of the nation. So there are many available good um sa siya na kanang benefits for women, especially for if pregnant women, di ba? Ang mga babae, pag buros, they can have maternal leave for around 3 to 1 year, I think, no? Because the Constitution is taking into account na naay maternal functions ang mga babae. So various laws promoting gender equality. So the first one is the Local Government Code of 1991. It provides for the election of sectoral representation, including women in local legislative councils. We have the party list law. It provides for the creation of women-oriented or women-based parties to compete under the party list system. Women is one of the 9 sectors identified in the law. So there are many party lists now that created for the women, for women's welfare and for women's rights. For example, Gabriela and others. Next is the Labor Code of 1989. It covers issues such as night work prohibition. It specifies that employers, excuse me, must provide special facilities for women, prohibition of discrimination against women in respect to terms and conditions of employment, prohibition of discrimination by reason of marriage by a woman worker. So according to labor code, women shouldn't be discriminate. So women should not experience discriminations in the workplace just because they're women and just because they are married, right? Next is the Republic Act 7192, or the Women and Nation Building Law, is an act promoting the integration of women as full and equal partners of men in development and nation building. The law provides that substantial portion of the government resources be utilized to support programs and activities for women. Next is the 1988 Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law. Give Filipino women the right to own land that previously reverted to sons and other male family members. So, because of this law, women can now inherit or can manage the land from their husband. Because previously, only men can inherit or can manage the land from their father. Republic Act of 7688, an act giving representation to women in Social Security Commission. The Anti-Sexual Harassment Law, or the Republic Act 7877, an act declaring sexual harassment to be unlawful in the employment, education, or training environments. So, in any spaces now that women are into, anti-sexual harassment law is in action. So, bawal ang bastos. Next is Republic Act 7822, an act providing assistance to women engaging in micro and cottage business enterprises. Republic Act 8353, an act expanding the definition of the crime of rape, reclassifying the same as as a crime against persons. National programs, the Philippine Plan for Gender Responsive Development, 1995 to 2025, the National Plan for Women that consolidates the action commitments of the Philippines during the Beijing World Conference on Women. Gender and Development Budget, or GAD, institutionalizing gender concerns in the mainstream development process and agenda and not just peripheral programs and projects of the government. So the framework plan for women. So this part of the Philippine Plan for Women developed to focus on three trusts, namely promoting women's economic empowerment, advance and protect women human rights, 158, and promote gender responsive governance. Women's right to vote was granted in 1937. So remember that? Women can only vote in 1937. The Constitution of the 1935 stipulated that the right of suffrage would be extended to women. The right to vote, no? Only if 300,000 women voted in its favor during a national plebiscite. The General Council of Women was then established in Manila to direct the plebiscite campaign. Its aim was to draw the support of the broadest number of women. And I think this was successful because women can now vote as of today. And we gave our thanks to the women of yesterday for fighting and for doing activism, no, for our dear women to vote. Through organizing along gender-specific issues, the affirmation of all women groups within broad coalitions as power-enhancing mechanisms. So these are the coalitions that are mainly for women's rights and women's upliftment. Filipina, the feminist movement, Gabriela Women's Group, Ugnayan sa Kababaihan sa Politika, UKP Network of Women in Politics, and 159 Kilos Kabaro, and Act Sisters Coalition, CIBOL, or the Legislative Network. So women and education. So one glaring issue is the gender stereotyping of fields of study and specialization, and its onward translation into the world of work, where men generally occupy the highest occupational ranks and the highest paying positions, right? So there is an ongoing gender stereotype, and I think it's very evidence of today, no? Nang makakuha ra sa highest rank and highest paying positions kay kasagaran is mga lalaki. But I think as of this moment, it is slowly vanishing, no? Kay women can also do what men can do. And it's very unfair for us to say that men can only occupy these positions. In summary, laws on Filipino women are aplenty, from the fundamental law to of the land to the existing legislations. It can be projected that more such legislations shall arise in the future. These laws are essential as they can be springboards of various national programs, women involvement, participation, and inclusion, all towards the highest goal of empowering women. So there are many laws that cares about Filipino women, that put women rights into its core, no? And we should, and you, mga babae, you should know these laws and legislations para you can use this whenever time calls. As we may never know, no? You can encounter such prejudice, discriminations in the workplace because you are women, and you can use this into your side. Now let's proceed to laws and policies on violence and discrimination of the members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, plus community. So our objectives is to determine the various Philippine laws and policies for protection of rights of members of the LGBTQ. Identify the different anti-discriminatory laws and policies. Know the acts leading to violations of these laws and policies. The state values the dignity of every human person and guarantees full respect of human rights. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of these laws. And this is based on our Bill of Rights in the Constitution. The 2010 Supreme Court decision in the Ang Ladlad case, Ang Ladlad LGBT Party versus Comelec, considered the breadth of the Equal Protection Clause in the Constitution. So whether you are part of the LGBT, men and women, you have an equal protection under the Constitution. From the standpoint of the political process, the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender have the same interest in participating in the party list system on the same basis as other political parties similarly situated. Hence, laws of general application should apply with equal force to LGBTs and they